monetized on YouTube this month. Woohoo! Here's the story of how I got monetized on YouTube without being a vlogger in New York, a fitness influencer showing my abs every day, or a dude in LA doing challenge videos every week. Not that there's anything wrong with any of those things. That's just not what I do. Here's what I did, how long it took me, and most importantly, how much YouTube paid me for my first month. Hi, hello, my name is Emily. In August of 2022, I got the wild idea that I wanted to quit my job that I had worked at for almost 4 years at the time, building illusions for magicians. I decided that I was going to move into a 25-foot-long RV with my parents for 2 months so I could go to RV school with my dad to learn how to fix RVs. I wasn't sure at the time if I was gonna come back from school and start my own business or come back and work in a shop for somebody else. I just knew that I desperately needed a pivot in life and wanted to be making some more money. And this opportunity was a chance to do just that. I made the decision that I knew I wanted to quit my job in August, but classes didn't start until January, so I had 5 months to prep. In that time, I came up with the name RV Repairwoman, in case I did decide I wanted to come back and start my own business. I claimed the domain name, the Instagram, and most important for this video, on October 17th, 2022, I made the RV Repairwoman YouTube channel. But I didn't really do anything with the channel at first. I started RV school on January 2nd, 2023, and I didn't post my first video until February 11th. It was just a short about the solar install we did for school. To date, that short has only gotten 792 views, so not exactly a huge splash to start off the channel with. When I did finally come back from school, I decided that I wanted to start my own business. So after a lot of paperwork, RV Repairwoman was officially off the ground. Those first couple of months though, my phone wasn't exactly ringing off of the hook, so I decided I would start posting videos to the channel. I figured it would help get my name out there, and honestly, there just wasn't enough to do every day. When I was first starting out, there just weren't enough calls. I also saw YouTube at the time, and still kind of do, as a longer term income strategy. I was terrified when I first started my business of the idea that when I wasn't working, there was no money being made. Working for yourself, you don't get sick leave or vacation pay. And a little peek behind the curtain of my life, I have a chronic illness, and when I was 14, it put me in the hospital for over a month once. And even when I did get out, I was not at a place where I could have done physical labor for like months afterwards. So even though I haven't had an incident like that in 15 years, it's still something that I keep in the back of my mind. So basing my entire income off of being able to do physical labor every day just felt a little risky. So I wanted to have something that I could put a bunch of work into now, and then in the future, heaven forbid if anything happened, or just I wanted to take a vacation, I could still have some money coming in. So on March 7th, 5 months after first claiming the channel name, I posted my first long form video. How to change your RV furnace sales switch without breaking a sweat. I think it might have had a different title at the time. It got 27 views in its first 30 days. I mean, not terrible, but not exactly what I was hoping for. From there, in order to get monetized, you need to accumulate 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period from just your long form content, not shorts. Side note, you could also try to get 10 million views on shorts in a 90-day period, but that is just a wild goalpost to try to hit. Almost everybody tries to get monetized the first way. The goal was to post 1 video a week, and I hit that about 80% of the time. Remember, the channel was really there to back up my actual business in real life, so that was always the priority. And in there, I was posting shorts that I had clipped from my long form content constantly. I cannot imagine how annoying that must have been for anyone subscribed at the time. Because while I think my long form content was providing a good amount of value, the shorts just didn't make sense on their own once you pulled them out of the longer context. I realized looking back on it, my subconscious thought process was I could out quantity the lower quality of the shorts, and surprise, that did not turn out to be a great strategy. And the data from larger YouTubers who've been playing around with shorts, as almost everybody has, shows that that pans out. Shorts views gets you more shorts views, and long viewers get you more long form views. They don't tend to cross-pollinate a lot. You live and you learn. So in March, I put out 2 videos, 5 videos in May, 4 in June, 4 in July, and then that's when we started falling off of the consistency. Summer was when my IRL business really picked up. Remember, the channel was made to support my real business, fixing RVs for people in real life. And in August, I landed 3 really big jobs for me in a row, back to back to back. So that had to be the priority, and the YouTube channel had to be put on the back burner. So 5 months into posting relatively consistently, I had put out 15 long form videos and 66 shorts. I had 212 subscribers and had amassed 450 watch hours. So just over a 10th of the goal. And unfortunately, a good proportion of those watch hours were from all of the shorts that I was putting out, and therefore weren't counting towards the 4,000 watch hour goal. And August is where we really fell off the bandwagon. I only posted 1 long form video. September, 2 videos, October, 3, November, 1, and in December, I didn't post a single video. And I think one of the videos in there was also about how my long-term goal for the last quarter of the year was to be more consistent on YouTube. Ooh, video didn't age well. Fortunately, one of the videos that I did put out in September was how to troubleshoot your RV water heater, which is now my 2nd highest performing video of all time, and at the time that it went out was my highest performing video by far. But it didn't start out that way. The day I posted that video, it got 4 views, but by the end of the week, it had gotten 142 views. And by the end of the week, over 1,500 views. This was my first video to crack 1,000 views. It was very exciting. It did numbers for my psyche when I really was starting to feel like I was just yelling into the void. And it gave me another of my first YouTube lessons, which is to never give up on a video because you never know when it's gonna get picked up by the algorithm. I know some people delete videos off of their channel that underperformed, thinking that it's going to drag down the performance of other videos. But my how to troubleshoot your water heater video took 11 days before it really kind of caught on. And I have had other videos that seemed totally dead and then one day just randomly take off. My first ever video about the sales switch, it sat at under 100 views for the first 208 days that video was out. Before one day it randomly got picked up in the algorithm and got me to 1,000 views in 2 months, which is again, really big for my tiny channel. This is a more recent example, but my sanitizing your RV fresh water tank video sat at under 400 views for the first 3 weeks it was out. And then randomly got 3,000 views in 2 days and now has almost 20,000 views and is my most viewed video of all time. I'll talk more about that video in just a minute, but for now, just take it as a lesson to not get discouraged. Yes, while many videos are gonna have viewership graphs that flatten out very quickly, I have several videos that have these random spike ups out of almost nowhere. It just takes time sometimes. So by the end of 2023, the first calendar year that RV Repair Woman was really a thing, I had collected 886 subscribers and 2,000 watch hours. So about halfway there. 768 of those watch hours were from the water heater video alone. Now coming into the new year, I knew the beginning of the year was going to be a slower time for my RV repair business. The first quarter of the year tends to be the slowest time for repair businesses. People are coming off of the holidays and they've already spent a bunch of money that they don't really want to spend on repairs. And a lot of people just used up a lot of their vacation time and don't want to be using it now to go on trips in their RV. It's a whole thing. So I decided to buckle down, and my goal was to try to get as close to monetized as I possibly could in that first quarter before my business started getting really busy again. So starting January of this year, I put out a video every single week without missing a single week. Big tip here, I riffed off of things that were working. People seem to really like my step-by-step water heater tutorial, so I made similar ones for Dometic fridges, electric water heaters, and furnace circuit boards, all of which have done pretty well for my channel. On January 16th, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers, woohoo! And by the end of February, I was at 3.3 thousand watch hours, and the 4,000 goal was in sight. This was when I put out 2 one-hour-long videos in the same month to help me get over that last hump on the watch hours. This is my other big tip for people trying to get that last little bit of the watch hours. Put out longer videos. Even if you're putting out a 20-minute long video every week, which I know is a lot of work, your average watch time might be around 5-6 minutes, and it could be really hard to amass 240,000 minutes of watch time in 5-minute increments. Whereas if you put out a good quality video that's longer, you can get a longer average view duration and start eating bigger chunks out of that watch hour requirement. My third tip here would be to make videos for you a year ago. What have you done in the last year that past you would really want to know about? I looked back at past Emily, and she really would have loved a video just telling her how to get this business off of the ground. I would have watched a 5-hour-long video if it had just told me what to do. So I made a 1-hour-long video telling past Emily how to start her business. And surprise, people that were in a similar place to past Emily also liked that video. I also had a similar process to my Was the NRVTA Worth It video, a video where I talked about the school that I went to learn about how to fix RVs. When I was in that 5-month span between deciding I was gonna go to RV school and then actually getting to go, I was binge watching every bit of content I could about this school, and most of it is put out by people that are either friends of the school or sponsored by them in some way. And so I would have loved a video of people actually talking about their actual opinions of the school. So I made the video that I wish had existed at that time. Don't make long videos just for the sake of making long videos. Make a video that is so good and so full of value that it deserves the length. So on March 28th, with the help of those 2 longer videos, I finally hit the 4,000 watch hour monetization requirement. Yes, girl. And just for reference, by the time I hit it, I had a little over 16,000 subscribers. It took me almost a year to the day from posting my first long form video to getting monetized. Now that was with 4 months of posting relatively consistently, 5 months of barely posting at all, and then 3 months of not missing a single week. So I definitely could have achieved this a little faster had I been consistent the whole time through. Life isn't a straight line. It's okay. Another big tip here, YouTube has a lower bar monetization requirement that only requires 3,000 watch hours and 500 subscribers. Once you hit those hurdles, you get some of the smaller monetization options open to you, like super thanks during lives. I wasn't really interested in any of these alternative monetization strategies at the time. I really was just looking for the AdSense. But as soon as I hit that lower 4-bar requirement, I still applied for monetization. It can take up to a month to get approved after applying. So if you apply for the baby monetization, by the time you're approved, you may have already hit the full monetization requirement, which is pretty close to what happened to me. And if you're already approved for the baby monetization, it means that the moment that you hit the 4,000 watch hours, you can start making money off of AdSense, and you won't have to wait to get approval. Now you know how I got here. 1 month in, how much is YouTube paying me for my very small YouTube channel? For the first 28 days that I was monetized, I got just under 50,000 views. I gained 1.6 thousand subscribers, and I made $277.80. The most that I made in one day was $18.55, and the least that I made in a day was $5.23. There were a couple of things that really bolstered these numbers. For instance, I struggled and trudged for a year to get to 4,000 watch hours, and then I got 4,000 in 1 month. Remember that sanitizing your fresh water tank video that I talked about? Well, the day that it took off was the day after I got monetized. $59.23 of that 277 number was from that one video alone. And the growth that I got from that one video has helped bump the numbers on a lot of my other videos. Something to keep in mind here is that the amount that you make off of one video isn't directly tied to the views you get on that video. My troubleshooting your Dometic fridge video has gotten around 4,000 fewer views than my 5 things to never do in your RV video. But my fridge tutorial has made me almost $20 more than the 5 things to never do video. Some of it is just based on YouTube and advertisers deciding how advertisable and open to spending money the viewership of your particular video are. So apparently YouTube thinks that people watching a step-by-step tutorial are more up to buy something than people just casually viewing a video about things they don't want to do in their RV. So where do I go from here? I still have my RV repair business. That is definitely my primary source of income and still my priority every week. I can pretty consistently make more money from one RV call than I made in a month working on this YouTube channel, and that's not even accounting for the year of work I put in just to get to this point. But this is really something that I'm looking at as a compounding investment. So similar to a retirement account where it really feels at first like you're just dumping money into a void and it's not really going anywhere. Once you start seeing things compound, then things can start taking off. At least that's my plan. Right now, my next big goal, I'm trying to make enough in 1 month to be able to pay an editor to help me with 1 video a month, with my goal eventually to be able to hand off all of the editing. If you are an editor out there that knows anything about RVs, hit me up. While I've gotten more efficient with it, editing these videos does take quite a bit of time, and I'm not fantastic at it. And I enjoy it for about the first hour or so, and then after that, I really start getting burnt out. And I can definitely tell looking back at some of my videos where there's a bunch of editing towards the beginning of the video, and then towards the end, the number of cuts get fewer and fewer and fewer. I would love more time to stay in what I think is my realm of genius when it at least comes to the channel, which is researching topics for the video, and then scripting them and presenting the topics in a way that is informative yet still engaging. Because believe me, how to troubleshoot the T-stat on your water heater is not always the most exciting video to make. Handing off the editing would also give me more time to make something like a digital product to sell, or potentially in the future, when I'm a little bigger, find a sponsor to help brand some of these videos. But honestly, for right now, the channel's doing what it's supposed to do. It's getting my name out there and helping customers find me. I get texts and calls all the time from customers saying that they found me from my YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about starting a service-based business that's actually like out in the world, you doing work and helping people and marketing it through YouTube, let me know in the comments. This is a little different than the normal videos that I put out that are really based about RVs and my RV repair business. If you're an RV tech, or honestly any service-based business trying to get more calls into your business, YouTube honestly isn't the first place that I would start. You can check out this video to see the 11-step framework that I follow to help me rise above the competition and get more calls in without having to spend hours and hours editing videos on YouTube. You got this.